up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be covering the, I don't know if it's tier 1, tier 2, but it's top tier for sure, the Mathmech. Also going to be doing a video on Sky Strikers and the ABC Therion combo, but I wanted to go ahead and get this one out because I really have been enjoying this deck. Especially because everybody's been talking about Circular, which Circular is a really good card. You're always going to use it. It's like the best one card combo like this deck has, and in the game in general. But I'm going to show you guys some replays that don't actually have me starting off with Circular and still we end up winning. So with the Mathmech, if you guys haven't played them already, it's chaotic. You have your main monster, or I guess your main two boss monsters. You have the Laplacian and you have the Allenbert. We're just gonna stop it there, Allenbert. So basically, both of these cards are gonna be able to get you into some pretty crazy shit. Specifically the Laplacian, because if you're able to get the Mathmech trap, summon your Mathmech from the graveyard, and then get Laplacian out, typically you're gonna have diameter. So you're gonna have a Omni Negate, and you'll be able to remove a card, a monster on the field, a back row, and a random card out of your opponent's hand. And even if they don't have anything like back row set, say they just have a monster on the field, you're still able to just send the monster and take a card out of their hand. But at the very least, you're able to make them discard one random card out of their hand. So anything that removes cards from your opponent's hand where they're not even able to use the card is busted. So let's go ahead and get into this first replay. I don't want to talk it up too much, so let's get started. I'm gonna go first. I think all these replays are me going first. So because I didn't have the Circular, you're basically gonna watch me do plays to kind of circle back. So we're gonna go Parallel Exceed, bring out Linkuriboh, which having Linkuriboh is actually really good, especially right now, right here, because if my opponent had Imperm and they were to try to stop my Allenbert search, they wouldn't be able to do it because I would be able to just tribute off the Linkuriboh and, you know, I'd still be able to do my play. Now we're into Circular. So with just Parallel Exceed and Subtraction, we're able to still go full combo with this deck. It's fucking insane. Allenbert gonna tribute off the Linkuriboh, bring back the Sigma. I'm gonna search for the trap because, and the reason why I did that was because Circular, if a Mathmech monster is special summoned or normal summoned to the field while Circular's on the field, then you're able to search. So I would not be able to search for my trap if I didn't send away the Linkuriboh. And at this point, we're not really worried about Imperm anymore because we've already done like our basic combos here. So I'm gonna go into Disciple. Didn't use Sigma's effect to bring it out, so it did not get banished. Get Devotee. This is a play that it's not that people don't know about it, but a lot of people aren't doing it either, where you could actually use the Link Disciple to tribute the Devotee, and you'll actually be able to draw a card. So if you say I just had, more Mathmech cards and I wanted like to get some hand traps, which my hand is fucking amazing, but say I didn't, I'd be able to do that so I could kind of reset the hand. Grab a Noblet, don't actually need it, so I just put it back. Then we're gonna go for the regular plays here. We get Wicked, and then we're gonna go into Masquerena. Nice. Wicked, gonna banish the Allenbert. We don't need it anymore. We're just gonna grab our Diameter, which is gonna be our next turn play. Now, for you to get your Omni Negate with your monster that you're gonna summon using the Super Factorial, you want Diameter, because this is only gonna grab the cards that are in the graveyard. It's only gonna use those cards to go into your Laplacian to start removing cards and whatnot. So as you can see, we don't have Diameter in the graveyard, so we move. So anybody who plays this card doesn't need their extra deck, so I'm instantly like, ah, shit, what are we playing against? I'm thinking it's Floowandereeze, which it actually might be Floowandereeze. No, it's not Floowandereeze. I think this is actually maybe Labyrinth. Yeah, Labyrinth is what this is. So he's discarding the Backjack. He sets the field spell. Once he gets the field spell out, I know the field spell can just destroy a card on the field, so I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the Masquerena so I can shuffle this card back into the deck. So since we're going to go into Unicorn, guess who's going to go to the graveyard now? Diameter. Boom. So now we get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and flip the Super Factorial, bring back the Diameter. So now we'll have our Omni negate, and we'll go ahead and get one of the back row removed and remove a card from the hand. Get out of here, get out of here. 2 Dogmatic of Punishment, and we're gonna finish it off with a Cosmic Cyclone to get them out of here. Nice. All right, we are in game 2. We're going first again, and we're just gonna survey the hand because that's what we always do, right? Crazy hand. Crazy hand. You have your 1 card combo starter, and you have so many hand traps. Called by Ash, and like we have the counter to Called by, plus have Ash, plus have Called by ourselves, and Impermanence. This is a crazy fucking hand. So let's go in. We're gonna do the 1 card combo. Send the Sigma, activate the Sigma, bring it back. Now we're gonna be able to search, grab our trap. Very nice. Go ahead and go into Depletion. Now, of course, if we were to get Impermed right here, this would be really bad. But we don't, so we get Diameter, summon Diameter. Diameter is gonna bring back Circular. And now we get Lincoln. Like Abraham, bow. Get Lincoln again to YGO-DON. Now, here's something that you can do instead of, since we already have, like, we couldn't ask for better cards in our hand right now, so we don't need to use Link Disciples effect. And Laplacian actually has the effect of where if it tributes a monster, we get to special summon a monster. So Devotee is already going to give us 2 tokens, so we're going to be able to have 2 tokens and have a monster. This helps us be able to, if we want to, we could go into a Linkaribo or a Lingaribo, so that way we can actually negate any traps. And we have the indestructible Wicked, and we'll be able to go into Masquerena as well. So same place here, we're just gonna make sure that we grab our Diameter for next turn, and then we go into Masquerena, and then we set 3 pass. So what do we have? We have possibly spin a card back on the field with the Masquerena. We have negate trap card, so if they wanted to go evenly matched or imperm, negate. We could also go into a 3 triple monster negate Appaloosa with monster negate, Called by, and then we'll have our Omni negate, spin a card back on the field, or send a card to the graveyard, send a card from the hand on the graveyard, send a back row to the graveyard. Plus we have Bell, plus we have Ash. There's just, not gonna say there's no way to do it, but come on. So he's gonna go for a Kaiju Slumber. We're gonna Ash that, which would have destroyed all the cards on the field. We're just gonna say no to that. And then I don't know what this is actually. I couldn't even tell what deck I was playing against. That's why I actually went ahead and just flipped this, because I didn't know what the hell I was even playing against. Having Bell in this deck is also really good, specifically for the Super Factorial, because if your opponent were to activate a Called by on one of your Mathmech cards in the grave, then you'd be able to use your Ghost Bell to go ahead and counter that Called by. So really, really good card there. And we know they didn't have Called by because we already ashed something that they definitely would have wanted to use Called by for. So we're gonna go ahead and get spinning. We're gonna activate a Droplet, which is fine. He ends up having to use the back row we would have sent away anyway. So he does that just so he can get rid of Masquerena and Deflation, but he ain't got enough gas to actually stop this. So summons his monster, goes in for an attack, and he has no follow-up at all. So he just goes ahead and scoops it up. There's just nothing he could do with what we have. It's just no way. All right, third and final game that I got for you guys. Gonna open up another pretty decent hand. We don't have Circular, but as I've already shown you, we can easily get Circular, especially with this hand. So really, really good here to start with. Let's go. Diameter first. Even though we have to use up our normal summon, it's not that bad. We're gonna go ahead and use the Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed, activate, bring out another, and we're gonna go ahead and go into our Alan Burt. Alan Burt's gonna search. It's gonna grab us a Circular, and then it's just regular combos all over again. So Circular is really like such a good 1-card starter. It's really, really good. And again, we're gonna use the Alan Burt's ability instead of the Link Disciple. Even though, yeah, it would have been good to maybe draw a card. Having Cosmic Cyclone and Impermanence is good enough, especially for since we're gonna also search for the trap here. So this is something that you can kind of do either or. I really like to do this play more so that I can get Lingaribo out for our trap negate, just so it's an extra negate on the board. Plus, it's an additional material as well for the Appaloosa if we decided to go for that for a triple launch instead. So bringing out the Wit Kid. Gonna go into the Masquerena. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, actually, okay. I actually wasn't even thinking right there. So because I didn't have, as you see, we never got to summon anything to trigger the circular. So I don't have the trap. So I had to figure out a way to activate this card's effect. So we had to actually go into the Splash Mage so that we could use the Splash Mage's ability to bring back a card so that we can activate the Circular's ability, so that way that we are able to search out the Super Factorial. And then we go into the Masquerena. So now we've got Monster Negate. We have this card is more so in here for Runic. It's for the Runic matchup. That's why it's here. But in this particular matchup, Runic doesn't have too much gas. Especially since he went ahead and set 2. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just bring out the Super Factorial before I use my my Masquerena. Which it doesn't really matter which way you do this. So he's gonna go ahead and activate a card from his hand. He's gonna give me a card so he can banish 4. He's doing it more so that he can activate his spell, but we're not gonna be worrying about that at all, because I'm going to negate the spell. I guess he forgot that this is also a negate as well, so we don't have to actually worry about this card. And then he goes into the end phase. I'm like, no. You have no cards left. No cards left at all. And of course he scoops it up. So Mathmech is crazy. Especially going first. I wanted to get some matches going second with this deck, but because I was also making the Therion ABC and I was also making Sky Strikers, I was kind of just trying to get what I could get, and these were pretty decent matchups for me to just be able to show you guys how powerful this deck is, especially even if you don't open your 1-card starter. You can just search it. Like, you don't have to worry about it. So really good deck. Let's get into the deck list so I can show you guys how I decided to build the deck. All right, this is my deck build for Mathmech. As you can see, as far as the hand trap portion, we're going 2 Veiler, 3 Maxi, 2 Ash, and 2 Ghost Belt. You can run just 2 Maxi if you want. I personally, the reason why I like to run 2 for most of my hand traps besides Maxi in this case, is because I really don't like to open up 2 or 3 of hand traps, and that seems to happen to me a lot. I know everybody may not have that luck, so you know, you can run it however you want, but that's specifically why I'm running them all at 2. The reason why I'm running Maxi at 3 is because I'm also running Nib. So I do want Maxi as frequent as possible, especially if I'm going second. So that was another reason why I actually couldn't get any going second gameplay, because people were scooping to my Maxi, or they would scoop to me having Nib already in my starting hand. So that was just me going second. So going first seemed to be like I got the best replays. There are a couple cards in here that I would say are optional. You don't have to run these. That would be the Archfiend. I run this card also for Runic. This card, if you set in the Pendulum Zone, you can target one of the spell trap on the field and destroy it. So if my opponent has a skill drain or I'm going against Runic, I can go ahead and just pop a card on the field that they have, most likely their Fountain, and just get that out of the way. So that's a cheeky card to have. Another one is Triple Tactics Talent. I haven't really gotten a lot of use out of this card, to be honest. I don't want to take it out because it's a one of, and if you get it, then it's pretty decent, but it's not the greatest, for me at least. Like, I just have not been able to use it as much. But the deck list in general, like, I've made a bunch of different alterations to this. You honestly don't even have to have the Nabla either. I've had a couple situations where it was cool for me to be able to just tribute it so I can special summon another monster from the deck. So that's a really good effect that this card has, but it's not, like I said, it's not the greatest. So you don't have to run that card. I know that there are some people who run multiplication instead, which is perfectly fine. I don't run the synchro, so I don't run multiplication, but if you do, I don't think that that's a bad thing at all, especially considering that card can just fucking hit for game. But as far as the extra deck goes, the extra deck is another thing that I've seen, like, so many different people have so many different builds for the extra deck, because there's people who want to play 2 Laplacian and 2 Allenbert. I do like to Alenberg, but as you can see, we are broke boy when it comes to UR crafting points. So I'm actually running Bagushka instead of another Alenberg. Bagushka because like all the monsters are level 4. So if you needed to stall for whatever reason, like if you were getting ashed or impermed to where you couldn't really get your full combo off, Bagushka is a really good card to go into to savor your play so that you can at least stall till next turn. So your opponent can't actually activate anything. I actually had a pretty cool game against Dinomorphia that I didn't feel like it was worth it. It was like 13 turns, so it wasn't point in me showing you guys that, but because you know Dinomorphia with their cards, it's a bunch of just summoning shit all over again. So having Bagushka against them was actually pretty decent. I ended up winning that matchup. So that's pretty much it. That's the deck list. This is at least how I'm running it. Let me know down in the comments below how you guys are doing it. If there are any alterations that you see more success with than what you got to see here. That's gonna do it for me though, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Peace.
Oh,